Bitcoin has moved back up to $69,000. Are we about to break this resistance and do a 25% rally? Because if we do, then we are going towards 90,000. If you plot that, you will see $87,000, which would mean the entire crypto market is about to start riding higher. But is there something which we are missing? When you do look at the entire asset class, when you do go through a lot of different assets in detail, you start getting a base understanding of what the market is about to do, especially with a lot of micro and macro flags. So we are going to try and break these down here in front of you so that you won't misjudge this one. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. If you are interested in knowing about the market and the bits and pieces for each and every asset in your portfolio, being the Scientific Investor family where 1,200 plus members are readily taking benefit of each and every one of these posts. So guys, if you do look at Bitcoin, do you see the higher odds scenario? Because that's going to impact XRP, that's going to impact Ether, that's going to impact the entire market. This month is almost over. We are really close to that, right? So monthly candle is important. Can we close just about $3,000 for Ether? That's a bullish case, which would argue the point that one candle to the upside needed, two candles to the downside to at least test it, which usually ends up pushing higher from next month onwards. So August, September, October, as we discussed in one of our videos in detail about the history of how the market has performed, we went through that in the last run up for the entire season. So this week we focused heavily on that so you don't miss this rally. XRP shows you that the monthly candle has already begun to be bullish. It's already a bullish engulfing candle with a long wick to the downside showing downside prices. It got rejected. Sellers tried pushing it down, but buyers came back in double strong. Now with the monthly close, you'll see whether we are going to close above 0.63 or just below that, because that's a resistance. Now, to give you a clear understanding, I would first go on the Bitcoin monthly and show you, yeah, there was a long wick to the downside, but it's now trying to make a bullish engulfing candle, and we'll see how it ends. However, when you do zoom in, not on a hourly chart, but on a 3-day chart, on a weekly chart, you can still see that we're just below a resistance. That's showing you the fact that the price action can be volatile in between, because the price is testing that resistance again and again, and if we are not able to break that to the upside, that's negative. If you do look at the daily, you can actually see the fact that the price action went up. So you're on a daily chart, you're looking at Bitcoin, and the price action shows you the price went up, made a new high. However, the RSI did not. So you're starting to show divergence. Remember, the exact opposite happened at the local bottom, and we talked about it. We alerted each and every one in the Scientific Investor family through the regular posts. And we got the reversal. Now, if the price action is showing you just that right now, below a resistance, while forming a pattern like this on a daily chart, rising wedges usually break to the downside. It's a secret. Which means you may have a better opportunity to buy all of these assets. Yes, on a weekly, on a monthly, you're not looking at 20-30% difference. Can be just 5% move. But putting that into the right perspective, that 5% move can actually bring you down towards $65,000 mark. Right now, you're standing close to $68,500. So that's still a $3,500 drop in Bitcoin. Why is that important? Because when Bitcoin dominance is pushing higher and Bitcoin drops $3,500, that means a danger scenario for altcoins in a micro scenario. Not the long term, because if you do understand the long term, you zoom out a bit and you see the fact that the Bitcoin dominance is at that resistance. Remember, at that resistance, which stood by from 2017 as a resistance. 1, 2, 3. So 3 touches confirmed that. Now, all that we want is a fake out to the upside, which means Bitcoin dominance go higher, more money and capital move into Bitcoin. Great. And then it should come back down. Because the trend line, as we discussed, it's still valid. It's still going like this. So you do this kind of a move and Bitcoin dominance break lower. That's the perfect scenario. That makes a huge fake out at the top in the resistance region. Now look at XRP. The RSI here is important. Because I would argue if you actually go onto the XRP macro scenario chart, where you have long-term history. So the monthly RSI, if we do plot a line for XRP, we kind of see like, okay, 59.5 or say 60 has been a critical range in RSI. Whenever you've been above that, the price exploded. Perfect. Now, what are the odds for that? Because each and every time when that happened, that was the exact time when the MACD was in the positive zone. The MACD in the positive zone, and it crossed back to the upside. Perfect. What are you looking at? XRP on a monthly showing it's in the positive zone. It's crossing back to the upside. The volume candle is on the upside. So RSI, the MACD, the price action, it's all starting to look extremely bullish for XRP. Extremely bullish. But yes, you need to keep your mind focused on the Bitcoin dominance as well. As soon as you see a rejection here in the Bitcoin dominance side, that's where the price action would shift back up. So on the micro, yeah, this is macro. It's extremely bullish. And if you are looking for micro, that's where you need to zoom in. There is no other way. You need to understand the price action. So right now, we saw the argument which the market is making. We discussed about that in the yesterday's video. There is a possibility like this playing out. Even to invalidate that, you have to come down here and then bounce off. Even in that scenario, what we are arguing is that the price action highlight the fact that XRP need to drop around 10% from where we are now. So say 0.54 is a good range. Then you look at Ether. You zoom in, say a 3-day chart. Not like an hourly, not like a 4-hour, but still you get to see the momentum is still to the downside. The structure which you are observing made this lower high. So you got 2 lower highs and this one formed the third one. So until you break this trend line, it's negative there. You're not going higher like crazy. You can have a fake out. You can move a little bit up. But watch. If the MACD crosses back to the upside and stay in the positive zone while the RSI breaks above 55, that's a bullish equation. So in the meantime, wherever there is some jerky move, use it for your advantage. Buy those dips. It's going to help you massively. So while we are here on the short term, look at the market and ask the question to yourself and answer it honestly. Because at this point, I would actually say Weekly is really important. Everything on the micro looks bullish, and that's exactly what the bulls, whales, financial institutions want you to think. I would argue the weekly candle closed as a hanging man, and to invalidate that, you need to see the next candle close just about that. So putting that on the price, 69.4. 69,400 has to be breached. If not, you're still below this trend line, you're still forming lower highs, and the hanging man candle is about to pull you back down. Have dry powder, guys. Maybe others are going to give you a different narrative. Maybe I'm wrong. But I truly believe you need 10 to 20% dry powder aside right now. This is going to give you advantage in a week or 2 or 3, and you buy for August, maybe the end of August. Then you ride September, October, November, boom, the price action goes up. Use that for your advantage, which means any drop here is going to be a huge advantage for you to ride this to the upside. Don't miss. It's 29th July where I'm saying this. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think I'm right, and I'm convinced that the odds are higher on this side. So guys, if you receive value and you want to get 100x value more for different assets in your portfolio, be in the Scientific Investor family. Join using the link given in the description below. And guys, if you haven't smashed that like button, obliterate that for me. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.